I was wondering if you would talk more about how people all have their own connection to Source, because sometimes I feel like it's my responsibility when other people don't feel good, like I should be doing something or I could be doing something for them, and that's really not a feel good. I know it's not
Well, if
helping
it doesn't
me
feel
them.
good to you, then it isn't valuable to them. And that doesn't mean that you can't help people. It doesn't even mean that you don't want to help people, because you do. But you've got to be tapped into the stream before you have anything to give them. Think about it as a parent or as a friend or as a lover or as the teacher that you all are. What could be better than to be aware of where you stand and be aware of where you'd rather be standing and be consciously making the effort to improve your vibrational stance and then to watch universal forces accommodate you? What better example could you offer to someone who's standing where they don't want to be? In other words, when you're standing over there in the perfect place and you say to them, well, I did it so you can do it, they say, yeah, you did it so you can do it. And you say, no, I did it so you can do it. And they say, no, you did it so you can do it. All your success does is make me feel more failure. So as a teacher, isn't it a wonderful thing to be standing in a place that might be different from where you want to be, and then deliberately offering thoughts that are different, and then the universe yields to you? In other words, it is such a wonderful teaching tool to say to others, we never get it done. We're never going to be satisfied. We're never going to get it everything at the same time the way we want it. But that's not what this game is about. This game is about the fun of the fulfillment and the expansion of life, you see. If we could ever get it done, tell them we'd be dead, and there isn't anything that's even close to that. We don't get it done. There will always be, as where I am standing, the fulfillment of that which I'm reaching for, and then I stand in a new place, and a new horizon of desires will open before me. It will always be thus. So when you feel content in your incompletion and eager about your eternal expansion, then you don't care where you are, because it's temporary anyway. Where do I want to go now? Where do I want to go now? And you have that feeling when you sit down to eat a meal. If you thought it was the only food you were ever eat, sometimes Jerry and Esther will watch people in restaurants and they will pore over the menu as if it's the only meal they're ever going to eat, wanting to make it precise and perfect in every way. And there isn't anything wrong with being precise about what you want, but we want you to have the attitude of, if not this meal, the next meal, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I have endless opportunity for things to become the way I want them to be, and I'm going to chill out about what's not happening now. And when you get into that place, then it happens easily. Our physical friends have accused us on many occasions. Abraham, a woman said to us, I think that you don't care at all that my lover is not yet here. I think you want me to pretend that he is here and to become so satisfied with the dream image of him that I don't even care that the real one isn't here yet. And we said, you've got it. She didn't like that very much. But we said, when you feel like that, he's got to come. And until you feel like that, he can't come. As long as the dominant vibration within you is he's missing, he's missing, he's missing, he's missing, he's missing, he's got to stay missing. He's walking past you, he's ringing your doorbell, he's calling your home by accident, he's sitting next to you on the airplane, he's everywhere, he's all around trying to get in, because the universe never gives up on you. The universe says, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? We'll try this, we'll try this. And the universe says, and if that doesn't work, we've got 100 more just like that lined up for you. In other words, we know what you want and we'll never stop offering it. How about this? How about this? How about this? And you're saying, he's not here, 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 he's not here. Until something shifts in the vibration, what you want cannot manifest. But it never stops being offered, and the probability of it is always very, very near. You just got to shift a little. And the shifting is so far less than most realize. But most of you, we got to tell it to you, friends. We love you dearly, but you are lazy. In other words, you get set on that detente setting, on that place where that groove is. You get set there, and it's just easier to stay there than it is to decide to feel a little better. And until you say, I am going to feel a little better because relief is the name of this game, then not much changes. Faces and places change, but the essence of your life remains the same.
Okay, so
that was very good.
That was wonderful. Yeah, thank you. So if I'm having trouble minding my own business and I'm feeling sorry for someone or guilty, the best thing to do would be to reach for a better feeling thought, a softer thought, and like you said, just sort of move to make a decision to feel better and not get all wrapped up in what's happening.
What we would say to everyone we know, when I call you, it's because I feel great and I think you do too. So if you get a call from me, that's the basis of understanding that I have. I'm not ever going to call you when I think you need me. Because if you need me and I'm in a place I can help you, you're probably not going to hear me anyway. So all I've done is irritate you and run the risk of dipping my own vibration. No one wins. But if I call you from my place of connection to source energy, you can know that I expect you to be there too, and a party we will have. And then follow those happy impulses rather than those guilty impulses.
Great. Thank you so much.
I have been exposed to your material now for about 6 months. And a good friend of mine who's been exposed to your material now for about 7 years has told me to go and pursue this because he feels that I have a good vibration for it.
What do you think?
I believe so 100%. And for the last 6 months, I've been practicing in my workshop, visualizing, being clear on my wanting, and allowing it to come in. And I see magical things and miracle things happening in the process in the last 6 months. So I know I must be doing something right to attract it. Last month in February, I think I had the most miracle in my life for a long, long time. Pretty much all my whole human being. I would probably say I attracted at least 80% of everything I wanted. I guess my question to you is, how do I get my vibration to be more pure and pure so I can attract 100% of the thing that I put out?
Well, we think the timing of your question fits right in here.
Yes, it is.
Because what you just heard us say, and we're going to put this to you in a very blunt way, you're not ever going to hit 100% because as you want this and you specify it, and then you find alignment with it, and Source begins to deliver it, you step into a new place where just as you're about to fulfill it, new horizons open for you. And then as you find alignment with those new horizons and you step into that new place, just as you are about to fulfill it, new horizons open for you. And the good news is that's why you are an eternal being. In other words, if we could ever become complete, then there would be no reason to come forth into this leading edge environment. We aren't creators to get the creation done. We are creators because creating is what we do. That would be like being a painter and saying, I'm going to paint the perfect picture. And when I do, I'll bury my brushes in the backyard. I'm going to paint the ultimate picture and then I'll be done. And as an artist, you know that you never get the final painting done because a new idea is always born, because it is the process of the painting or the process of creating that is what life is, you see. We are not encouraging you to strive for the perfect feeling. What we're encouraging you to strive for is the best I can feel right now from where I stand. And what you begin to discover is that your ability to feel better keeps expanding. There are those already in this room who can often feel appreciation that turns you inside out. You feel ecstasy on a rather regular basis. Even for you, there is more.
Abraham, why is it so hard to accept what is?
What do you mean?
You know, when you talk about and we experience in human being is we, you know, financially are broke or physically sick, and it's hard to accept what is before you can actually create. Why is it so hard for
Well, you see,
being?
we want to twist this a little bit and
Yeah.
tease you with it a little bit, because what really is that you are worthy, powerful beings. That's what really is. But you've been distracted by what is. So as you look at what is in the physical setting,
Yep.
you offer most of a vibration about what is. So what really is has a hard time getting in because you're so aware of what is. You see. Now, you're hearing this a little bit, wanting you to acknowledge where you are. But we never want you to acknowledge where you are without an eye toward where you're wanting to go. It's just that we want you to understand that the goal is feeling better.
Yes.
It isn't what you thought it was. It isn't the money. It isn't the girl. It isn't the empire. It isn't the job. It isn't the new house. It isn't what you think it is. It's the emotional way you believe you will feel in the accomplishment of that. And when you set your sights upon feeling good and you discover that you can feel good by remembering something, or you can feel good by imagining something, or you can feel good by looking at something more specifically. You can feel good when you decide that you're going to feel good. It takes a determination. When you say, it is my dominant intent to feel good, nothing is more important than I feel good. Today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intent to look for things that feel good when I find them. When that's the mantra that you're offering,
You attract everything.
people will look at you and say, who anointed you king of the world?
Wow.
Why is it that everywhere you go, doors open for you? They say, the women flock to you, the money flows to you, the vitality oozes from you, the charisma is you. They say everything you touch turns to gold, and you say, oh, I thought it was that way for everyone. It just feels so natural to me. It feels natural to me. And then you can say, as the teacher that you are, it didn't always feel natural to me. But I practiced until it felt natural to me. And now I practice the wouldn't it be nice if game. You never hear me negatively contemplating into the future. You never hear me demanding that someone listen to what is. In other words, you never hear me justifying why I'm not someplace that I want to be by beating the drum of what reasons I believe I got there. In other words, I'm always looking for things that make me feel better. And in my selfish orientation, I hold myself in alignment with the well-being that abounds. And it just swarms into my experience at every opportunity. So everywhere I go, people are nice to me. Things just turn up right for me. It's like every place I step, the rock appears so that I can step on it. I rarely have a moment of insecurity. Well-being oozes through me.
It sounds so simple for us just to focus on feeling good then, all day.
Well, it's a lot simpler when you feel pretty good to focus on feeling good than when you feel rotten to focus on feeling good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we're wanting you to hear here today.
That's great.
Don't try to take a bigger jump than you can vibrationally take, and then you won't get discouraged.
Yeah.
And no matter how small the improvement is, count it. Ring bells about it. I'm mad as hell. I'm so angry I'm spitting nails, and boy, does it feel good. Boy, does it feel good, because now I'm breathing again. And your friends say, oh, but you're so awful to be with. And you say, good. Like I care. Like I care how I feel to you. You should feel what it feels like in here where I am. Big improvement from where I am. I don't give a rip what you think about where I am. I have improved, and I did it on purpose. And I'm going to beat this drum of anger until I'm sure I'm stable here. In other words, I'm not going to take a chance on slipping back into despondency or into powerlessness. I'm going to be mad as long as I need to be mad, and then I'll try to get frustrated. Hang around. My frustration might be fun. But meanwhile, don't ask me to be some way you need me to be, because I can't do that no matter how much I want to. I feel better in my anger. Now you're back in power. And of course, this is a powerful exaggeration for you, because you're usually up here in the higher registries, but you are a teacher of those who aren't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Here, then here, then here.